All right, y'all. So I had teased that Young Thug was going to be released. Young Thug is free. So the jail records for Fulton County Jail, which is where he was being held, have him released as of 10/31/2024. And he had been booked in May of 2022. Now, this has been noted as one of the longest trials in Georgia state history, and it has finally come to an end yesterday. Thug and his team, along with the judge, they were able to come to an agreement on a plea deal. So originally what happened, they were trying to come up with this plea deal between Thug's team and the prosecution, but they couldn't come to a middle point. So the judge got involved and said, okay, he's going to plead no contest, and then the judge will be able to make the final decision. So what happened is, and because of that, the state recommended that Thug get a 45-year sentence. They wanted 25 years in prison and 20 years of probation. Now, originally, Thug had pleaded not guilty in 2022 when he was first arrested, but because he decided to plead guilty to certain things in this, here's what he ended up with. So he pled no contest to conspiracy to violate the RICO Act and leading a criminal street gang, and guilty to everything else. Now he is looking at a 40-year sentence, but this is how it's going to break down. So it's 15 years of probation. He got 5 years of time served. Now, if he messes up at any point on that probation, there's a backloaded 20 years that he will instantly have to serve.
20 years in prison.
Yes, 20 years. Now, the judge in court had some words for Thug, and she was basically just telling him, like, look, I'm giving you the chance to get out here, be better, be around better people, do better things. And Thug had some words to say in response to her. Let's take a listen.
I take full responsibility for my crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom, my managers, my kids, really everybody that got something to do with this situation. I want to say sorry for just like having so much time investing into this. I am a smart guy. I am a good guy, and I really got a good heart. I find myself in a lot of stuff because I was just nice or cool. You can't be that way when you reach a certain height because it could end bad. The choice is yours. It's up to you. I hope that you allow me to go home today and just trust in to just do the right thing and never see you again unless it's out of this type of situation. I promise you I won't ever be in this type of situation again. I've learned from my mistakes. I'm sorry. Through these last 2.5 years of my life, you are really the best thing that has happened to me because you made everything fair for me. And I just hope that you find it in your heart to allow me to go home.
Dropping the clues bombs for Young Thug. I mean, you hear the brother holding himself responsible. You hear the brother taking accountability. You know what I want Jeffrey to do immediately? Ask the judge if he can go away to some type of wellness retreat. Like, go get his mind and spirit right. Like,
that would be amazing.
Yes, if he has any, substance abuse issues that he needs to deal with, like, go away and really, really get that help and, go do something. Go deal with that trauma that you've been experiencing the last 2.5 years to help you readjust to being back because they want to violate you.
Yeah.
Them.
And 15 years is a long time. And he has a lot of conditions that we are going to get into. And also, too, in the court, we didn't because his speech was kind of long, so we didn't play the whole thing. But he also apologized to his mom, his kids, and just, everyone that has had to take the time to be invested in this and let them know we will never get back here again. Now, when we talk about that 15 years release, it is very important that he follows all of the rules that the judge is giving him because she made it very clear they're not going to take it lightly on him if he does not. There's a lot of conditions, so I'm just going to touch on a few of them. He has a certain amount of time, I believe it's like 24 to 48 hours to vacate the Metro Atlanta area. And once he vacates, he cannot be back in the Metro Atlanta area unless he is there for a wedding, a funeral, a graduation, and then his lawyer asked could they add an immediate family member's serious medical condition because all his family, his kids are in Atlanta. He is able to come to Atlanta, but he can be there for 24 hours and must leave 24 hours after if he's having to work. The judge also asks that he does a lot of community things. She mentioned 4 times a year, each year of his probation, he must do something anti-gang like presentation, and she said that it can be a live show.
How could I do community things if I can't go to my community though? Is he allowed to go for certain things?
He can get approved for certain things. He just can't be there like hanging out.
Got you.
And of course, no contact with any of the members that were defendants in this case. No contact with any members of any street gangs. He is not allowed to, anything that can be misinterpreted as gang language, gang signs, anything. He cannot do any of that. No contact with the victims of any family or the family of any victims involved in the case. He can be around like licensed security guards with firearms, but of course now he's a convicted felon, so he can't be around. He can't have guns himself. They're going to do random drug screenings. His persons can randomly be searched, so he waived his Fourth Amendment. So anytime they can pop up and conduct searches. he can travel in and out of the state and the country, because she said in court, I understand that that's what you do for work and to make your money, but there just has to be a conversation. There's going to be conditions around that.
Correct.
And I will say, I've watched a lot of trials like this, and this judge was very, very fair at this point. There was one point in time where the prosecution came in and said, it's not fair that he gets to plead no contest to the heavier weight of the charges when we've been here and the state has taken all this time. And the judge said that's not his fault, and I'm not going to make him have to do that. If he's willing to take on all these conditions and plead guilty to what he's going to plead guilty to, at this point, I think it's fair that we do that. And I will say too, his judge.
What if we find out that judge got so much Young Thug on her playlist? I will say
she is an upstanding. She's upstanding citizen. She did her thing about making it fair.
Shug has 6 kids, and I'm happy he's home to see those kids. But you know, something you said earlier, Charlamagne, and I was talking about last night. I wonder if Thug will be able to perform his old songs.
Oh, because some of them
his
got
old
that
songs,
slack,
he's
the
talking
YSL,
the slang and the you know, the quote unquote gang stuff in his songs. But that's how he would make his money. Like, that's his catalog. He can't.
He better bleep stuff out. Honestly, if I was him, I wouldn't even play them games. He asked in court as well, can he be able to work with his brother and Gunna, which was a big deal.
Oh, that Gunna apology tour gonna be so hilarious.
Make the new music. We know we can play your old songs for you. Okay, I don't even want him to play no games with nothing. I will say too, last night Mariah the Scientist was here in New York with Lotto. And I was like, I wonder what she gonna say on stage, because this all happened as she was coming out. Sis got on stage and said, let's wrap this up and let me get on that jet. She trying to get back to her man, okay? She held him down.
Salute to Mariah the Scientist. Jeffrey has the opportunity to do so much good in the community, and when you get blessed with this kind of second chance, it's for a reason. So I'm very, very intrigued to see what he does in the future, and I'm rooting for him to do all the right things, because you know them people want to violate the stipulations of that probation, and you know those folks gonna be on your ass. So please do the right thing. And can I let my N-word talk for just a minute?
Go ahead.
Yep.
I know what I'm about to say is some straight up group chat foolishness.
Let it fly.
But I need the record to show that Young Thug got to be one of the top 5 realest street rappers ever.
Yes.
At least top 3 at this point. I don't know what this man has done or has not done as far as the streets concerned, but I do know he got jammed up for it and didn't say a word.
Held it.
So
Everybody
tall.
and their mama was testifying against Jeffrey. They was pointing him out to be the leader of this organized crime family. And that man didn't say a damn thing. Not a tweet, not a statement, nothing. The nigga in me is impressed. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
I told Envy that this morning. I said, I know he had to be at some point crying to himself. But you ain't seen not near of it in that courtroom.
He got an attorney, and I hope it works out for Jeffrey.
Hey, man. Also, too, I got to get that same energy to YFN Lucci, because that brother been jammed up for a minute and hasn't said a word either. And him and Thug, you know, from what we've been told, are mortal enemies, and they didn't even tell on each other.
No.
So according to the laws of the street, they supposed to get statues.
I can't.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Can't wait for the music. Can't wait for the music.
Statues. Okay.
I don't know where you're gonna put the statues, but yeah, you're absolutely
Just
right.
don't have no
Can't
signs
put them in
in
Metro Atlanta.
Can't put them in Metro Atlanta.
But y'all better build something for him on Cleveland Street. Okay.
He'll never see it.
You may not ever see it or be seen on social
Take
media.
pictures.
I'm just saying, according to the laws of the street,
Correct.
They're supposed to get statues.
That's right.
And shout out to Thug.
All right. Well, that is Jess With The Mess with Law and LaRosa. Now, when we come back, we got front page news. Morgan Wood will be joining us. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.